Hi guys, welcome to another interesting tutorial. Today I'll be showing you how to work with your bridal asooke. So if you are working with asooke, um, there are some steps you need to follow. There are some factors, let me say factors, that you need to consider if you're working with asooke. So today I'll be working with this asooke. And if you don't know these steps, you don't know the steps to follow, you might have some difficulties in sewing your asooke. So today I'll be working with this asooke, and I will show you what to do, the necessary factors to consider when you are working with asooke. So now, recently I noticed that people tend to use asooke to make bubu, to make kaftans, to make jackets. So but this asooke is purposely for a bridal, it's a bridal wear. So I'm using this asooke for a bride, and due to the fact that I've worked with so many brides using asooke, I see that this video is very essential if you are a newbie in making bridal wear or in working with asooke. You really need to understand those factors. So here, before you start cutting your asooke, you can see this asooke, you can see how it is. This is a silky asooke. It does not have, this is not a pure cotton. We have two types of asooke. The one that is silky in nature, like this one, is like silky in nature. It's not full cotton. Then we have another one that is full cotton asooke. That's the one they are using for bubu nowadays. But for this one, the cotton has its own advantage because full cotton does not really fray. But when you're working with a silky asooke like this, and this one is not in, this one, they width, this one is in yardage. So you can have it in yardage like this. You can see it's very wide, not like all those ones that are in strands that we use for our gele, our ipele. So this one is different. It's mainly for brides, and maybe you want to do your birthday in a grand style, so you can just order for type of asooke. So here, when you start cutting this type of asooke, you notice that it frays a lot. That's the first disadvantage of this type of asooke. It frays a lot. You can see it the way it is. So if you want to use a scissors to cut it, make sure that you have your soldering iron available. Your soldering iron must be available, or you use lighter to just burn the edges immediately you cut with your scissors, or you use your soldering iron to cut directly. But it's always difficult to use soldering iron directly because it wastes your time. So after cutting with your scissors, you can now start using your soldering iron, and that's what I'm going to show you right away. So these are the ones I have cut. These are the ones I have cut. This is a back panel. This is a back panel that I cut. This is a back panel, and you can see the edges. The edges are still fraying, even though, because I have not really done the burning of the edges. So but I've done the burning of these edges. You can see how it is, that it will not fray when you burn the edges. So you burn the edges with your soldering iron. So I will my soldering iron now. I've plugged my soldering iron for a while now. So I will be the edges with my soldering iron. Like I told you, this year I'll be coming live like this to be showing you some practical tips as a fashion designer, practical tips that I followed when I'm working with all these luxury dresses. So this year I will be dealing with all the, I will just be coming live so that you see it. These are not edited videos. These are real videos that you will be able to grab some tips. So I'm trying to clean my soldering iron. This is my soldering iron. You can see this is how it comes, and we have different type of soldering iron. Depends on your budget. You have different types of soldering iron. Let me throw that button off. This video is dark. So having done that, I am So just do it. So you can start by using your soldering iron to burn the edges like this. You just, since this soldering iron is very hot now, I can use it to burn the edges. So like these edges that is fraying, you just use it to burn it like this. I hope you can see it. So you just use your soldering iron to burn the edges like this. And after you have burned the edges, be rest assured that your fabric is concealed. You can start working with your fabric. So any style you want to sew, you can continue after you have burned the edges with your soldering iron. But make sure before you start cutting, make sure that you have access to light and access to your soldering iron before you start cutting. Another thing I noticed while working with asooke is that when you start ironing, it tends to shrink. So before, when you are placing your measurement, make sure you place extra 2 inches for the length. If it's a gown, if the person is using maybe gown length 58, make sure you place maybe like 60, so that by the time you iron and you complete your sewing, your measurement wouldn't have shifted to maybe 56. So you make sure that you increase your you put extra allowance, like 2 inches extra allowance apart from your sewing allowance. So those are the factors to consider while you are working with asooke. But rather, apart from that, you don't have issues while you're working with asooke. It tends to, there's absolutely nothing you can't do with it. You can make a dress, you can make a skirt, you can make anything at all that you want to make with your asooke. But the only problem we have with it is it frays a lot. It frays a lot. Immediately you are cutting it, you can see the way it's fraying. So if care is not taken, everything can fray out. If you, even if you keep it, if you cut it and you keep it without burning the edges with your soldering iron, without burning the edges with your soldering iron, you just come back after like 2 days and you notice that everything you cut has frayed away. So that's the disadvantage of working with asooke. So I believe with these few points of mine, being able to gain 1 or 2 things from this video. So tomorrow we meet again and I will share with you practical tips. These are the projects I'm doing that is ongoing right away. So I will just be sharing with you all those practical tips that you need to know on fashion designing as a course. So I'll see you tomorrow, this maybe this same time or in the morning. Bye for now.